Oh no! Oh! Oh no! Oh no! I can't knife at this thing. I'm dead. Out of the race. Bye. What up, tubers? It's Bunny here with my co-pilot Wormy. And in this week's video, we're back in Geo Flight Simulator. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this month's event of the GeoFS Games is going to be a time trials. I am here in Gibraltar, which is just south of Spain, kind of overlooks the Mediterranean. So I'll just give a little show of how it's all gonna go down with this time trial. So the airplane gets the length of this entire runway to take off and build up a little bit of speed. That threshold right there, that is going to be the start gate. And so from there, racers will have to make a 270-degree turn so that they can get back to the rock over there. And then once the planes have completed that 270-degree turn, they should be somewhere around here on the west side of the rock, right? This is west. I better make sure. Yes, this is the west side of the rock. So I'm not going to do the actual run right now because I am flying the pit special, which is actually one of the competitors. So racers are going to go around the west side of the rock on the horizontal. Once they get down to the south end of the rock, they're going to go on the knife edge, and they are going to turn around and continue along the east side of the rock on the knife edge. And look, I can see the Atlas Mountains from here. Now if I may turn back and head back toward the other end of the rock. Yeah, racers will go along this side of the rock on the knife edge. After that, they're going to turn so that they are at a 45-degree angle, relatively speaking, with the runway. Once they cross the runway, then they are going to do a tight vertical turn. They're gonna head somewhat toward the base of the rock. Then they are going to fly upward and basically crest the rock. I'm having trouble with the camera right now. Crest the rock and fly over the ridge. Once they do that, then they will they'll head their way back toward the runway there. And then the threshold over there, that is the finish gate, which will then mark the end of the run. Yeah, see here? Go past the finish gate, and yeah, that is the end of the run. And I don't think I can actually land on this airport. There's some bug right here where, yep, okay, a touchdown. Whoa! Oh, actually, I think I can land if I can just keep it as butter as possible. Well, once I touch down, I'll introduce you to this month's competing field. Okay, that was pretty butter. So I've been flying this aircraft for a few minutes already to show you the course. This is the pit special. We have the Boeing 737-700 Mercury. We have the Airbus A380, also in its European livery, Mercury. And finally, we have the Concorde, Mercury. That's right, Wormy. And therefore, this is the aircraft that shall kick off this month's event, which I guess I never gave it its name, the Gibraltar Rock Challenge. Or what did I call it? I'm not sure I gave it an official name. I guess Rock of Gibraltar. I don't know. So before I take off, I should mention the point system. So I will measure each aircraft's time. I'm actually loading up the timer on my phone right now. I am going to be the pilot for this month's challenge. seed points are going to be awarded based on everybody's finish. So if, for example, the Concorde gets the fastest run, then it's going to get it's going to get 6 seed points. And then if the Piper Cub gets the slowest finish, it's going to get 1 seed point. But then as I edit this video, as I edit this footage, I'm going to observe how close to the rock the aircraft gets. And I will divide the number of seed points each aircraft gets by how closely they can fly among the rock. Closest approach is 0.5 points, so that means a double amount of pointage. Relatively safest distance away from the rock is 1 point. And then furthest away from the rock is divided by 2 points, so half the points. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this flight. So, Wormy, I give you charge of the timer. Great. And I will go ahead and take off. And we are off. Did I remind the Gibraltar officials to block off Main Street? Fun fact. Gibraltar's Main Street actually goes right across the runway. Right about there, actually. Let's see. Pull up. Gears up. And he's through the start gate. The clock is running. So, like I said, racers are going to do a 270-degree-ish turn. Now, if the aircraft crash before the end of their run, then yeah, that's pretty much the end of their run. Okay, so I mentioned the aircraft have to go through the horizontal, but if they need to make any correction, that is fine, like if they need to do angle. But the south end and the east side are reserved for the knife edge. Oh no! Oh! What a nasty crash! Out of the race, bye-bye! Next up, we have the pit special. And remember, all runs are subject to my pilot error. Oh, would you quit your laughing? Okay, the pit special is off. Up, he's going onto a vertical turn. Okay, maybe not quite vertical turn, but okay, he's leveling off. Now, it doesn't have to be a perfect 270-degree turn. Basically, the point is to make a better approach to the rock. Okay, approaching the rock, going onto the horizontal, keeping it wings level, up and over. Oh, he's a little high, so he's gonna come down a little bit. Okay, 1 minute and 10 seconds into the run now, which is about as much time as it took for the Concorde to crash into the rock itself. Okay, now he's on the knife edge. He's on the knife edge and is now going around the other side of the rock. Oh! Oh, 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 oh. Can he recover it? Can he recover it? Yep. Okay. Now, the rules don't say which knife edge the plane has to go along, as long as he stays as close as possible to the knife edge. Whoa! Okay. Okay, 2 minutes into the run. Okay, going for a radial G turn. Okay, he's past the east side of the rock, so now he's going to just turn around. He's going to turn around. or why do I keep saying the third person form? I'm the one flying this thing. I'm the one who crashed and died a minute ago in the... Okay, up it goes, up and away! Oh, 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 oh. Yes, he scaled the rock. Now it's a matter of flying along the ridge. Basically has to try to fly as aligned as possible along the top of the ridge. Oh, my camera isn't fixed. This is gonna hinder me. Okay, I'll fix now. So now he's gone across the rock. And now it's just turn around and head back for the... It's time to head back for the runway. There we go. I was about to forget my words for a moment. Okay, the engine's going down to half power. Don't really need as much power to get back to the runway. And he's approaching the end gate. And... there. That ends his run. The official time is 4 minutes, 39.22 seconds. We'll see how that time does later on in the competition. Okay, next up is the Piper Cub. It has taken off, and assuming it can even get to the end of the runway within the next 3 years, it will begin its run. This plane is probably best suited for crop dusting. Therefore, it is built for seed, not speed. And it is through the start gates. The clock is running. And now, let's see how good I can get the aircraft to fly around this ginormous rock. Oh. Okay, rendered kind of weird for a moment. Okay, coming out of a gentle turn as it approaches the west side of the rock. Okay, it's taking a climb to go over this ridge right here. Oh! Okay, that was super close to the rock. Alright, but we're maintaining control. Sure, it takes us twice as long to do this part of the time trials as it took the pit special to do, but wow, just look at how closely I'm flying this aircraft. I wonder how it does on a knife edge. Oh. Oh no, oh! Oh, no! Well, the Piper crashed, therefore it has finished its run. It was going so good, too. However, as a plus, it did manage to last longer than the Concorde did. Okay, the 737, which is our next one up, is off the ground now. It's got its flaps at full, and it's through the start gate. So already we had 2 crashes. So I guess really with this time travel, it's just a matter of seeing how long can I allow the aircraft to survive. Alright, I'm gonna go down to 80%. Actually, I'm gonna go down to 50%. Okay, we're 30 seconds into the run. Getting ready to go around the west side of the rock. Okay, it's on the horizontal. Okay, it's about to go around the south side of the rock. Okay, it's on the vertical. Really? Is this all I got? Ooh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, you gotta do a knife edge, baby. Oh, oi, 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 oi. Okay, okay. Okay, we've recovered it. Oh, I might up the power to full just so that I can kind of get out of that little hairy-ish situation. Huh, funny. Runway there extends out to sea. This thing's turns are terrible. Okay, it kind of sort of did its climb, but that wasn't really an impressive climb. Okay, so now it's got to fly along the ridge. Alright, it's just a simple matter of getting back to the runway. But I must say that this was a pretty lousy... It was kind of a lousy-ish run. However, it might have greater time than that of the pit special, maybe not. If I can avoid swinging so wide out to sea. Uh, but surprisingly, this was only the second aircraft to successfully complete its run. Okay, I don't think it's gonna beat the pit special's time at this point because I swung so wide out to sea. But that was the end of our second successfully completed run. A 424.72. So, doesn't beat the pit special, but at least the run was completed successfully. Okay, two questions arise as I head off on the A380. First question is, do you even roll, bro? Because this thing does not roll very fast. Second question is, how long can I last in this thing before it crashes? Well, we shall find out the answer to both of those questions. Well, I actually know the answer to the first question as the aircraft goes off through the start gate. So, here we go. Gears are coming in. I'm doing a roll attempt. You see, this thing takes months to roll, and it's gonna take many more months to turn. I mean, hey, I can get it to knife ed, but it's kind of hard to do. Come on, get out of the turn! I'm trying to roll as hard as I can! You see? I was trying to roll as hard as possible, and that's all I was able to do. So, we're going around the west side of the rock, clean on the horizontal, well far away from the rock. There is no way I can knife edge this thing. Oh, no, I can't knife edge this thing. I'm dead. Out of the race. Bye. Well, it has been an interesting day of racing indeed, but now we are down to our last competitor, the F-16 Fighting Falcon. Alright, it's through the start gate. The clock is running, and it's got its afterburner engaged, flaps are full. Now it's just to take a high G turn to try to... Oh, that was super close to the ground. Okay, its flaps are coming in. Clearly those are causing some hard times. Okay, we're on the horizontal now. Kinda, sorta. More like parallel. Not horizontal, but parallel. Okay, on the knife edge. Oi! Too fast for my own good! It's doing so well there. Until I wasn't. Okay, I'm idling the engines, killing off some of my speed as I try to set myself up for the big cliff. And up and away. Up and away. Oh, yes! Okay. Kills the engines. Tries to get back realigned with the rock. Okay. Realign once more. Alright. And now it's just a simple matter of trying to get back to runway. And I can do it in record time. Okay. Gears down. Flaps down. Air brakes deploy. And a 2:44.78, it has the fastest time of all the 6 runs. Fastest time of all the completed runs, I should really say. And that is the end of that time trial. Okay, Wormy just got done reviewing each of the aircraft's runs and determining their final scores, so here's the score. So Wormy, I believe you said it was actually a bit harder to determine official scores for some of the aircraft.
Mercury.
Because you had not just the seed scores to determine, but you also had to determine just how closely each aircraft got to the rock itself. How closely that aircraft managed to stay by the rock. So as you can see, the Airbus A380, it did the worst. It did not complete its run, and it got the least farthest, it got the least distance of all the 3 aircraft that did not complete their runs. Therefore, Wormy has decided that the A380 must hit the cutting board this time. Now looking at the top of the score, you notice that the Piper Cub and the Pitts Special both have 4 points each after scoring. Given that the Piper Cub did not complete its run, Wormy has ruled that it is not eligible for a win. So therefore, since the Pitts Special had the cleaner run, it receives its first victory of this competition.
Mercury?
Oh yes, the A10. Now, after recording that first portion of the video, now, I'm just gonna confess right off the bat that I like to record ahead with some of these videos. But after recording the first portion of this week's video, I had discovered, come on, pull up, well, no damage to the underbelly. Anyway, after recording that first portion of the video, I discovered that over in the aircraft section, under Community Contributed, there's an A10 Thunderbolt available now. Of course, since we're now at this point halfway through the competition, you're not going to see this aircraft competing.
Mercury.
I'll go ahead and bring this aircraft in for a landing. And otherwise, that's going to do it for this episode of Geo Flight Simulator. So next week's video, I'm thinking of going back to Kerbal Space Program. I'm thinking I'll do some work on, I'm thinking about a biplane. You know, I fly biplanes in Geo Flight Simulator. Why not fly biplanes in Kerbal Space Program? Trying to talk and concentrate on flying this aircraft safely. It's a difficult thing, you know, Wormy? Don't talk and fly. Don't fly distracted, kids. So yeah, next week's video will be a KSP episode. I'll be doing some work on a biplane or 3. I'd say with the A10 having been added to Jeff's, I might do something like some sort of Geo Flight Simulator RCT3 crossover video, probably on my Instagram. Because if you remember from last month, or was it even June, Wormy? I can't remember. I had built a roller coaster ride that was essentially riding an A10 Thunderbolt 2.
Agreed?
Well, I think I'll go ahead and fly off, take a look at the Atlas Mountains over here. But other than that, that's going to conclude this week's video. So for Wormy Capellier, I'm Rabbit McFlopsy. We hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you all next week. India Alpha Bravo,
Mercury.
checking out.